is no mean feat.
No, it's not, but they'll secure him with handcuffs. The officer's just bending down now in a rucksack. That's a public order medic. You can tell that by the green flashes on his public order coveralls. The officers with the light blue baseball caps from the Met's Territorial Support Group, the Level 1 highly trained public order officers, assisting the rope access officers who are still on the roof now, keeping the rooftop secure. The reason they're up there is to make sure that the police have got control of the rooftop above the street where the other officers are standing, because bear in mind, if there's officers on the street below, we've experienced before things being thrown off the roof down onto officers in the street below. So that's why the officers were up there initially, secure the roof, make sure nobody either gets on the roof to throw things or, as we saw there, does anything.
The roof.
Absolutely, great example of where the protesters then got onto a roof and secured the high ground and were then in control of the officers below. A very dangerous situation.
You know this building quite well. This is just for viewers who don't know this part of London.
Yeah, it's just off Regent Street and runs down towards, I think it's Carnaby Street, but years ago, going back to the 80s now, it was where the Met Police used to sit their final exams. So after 2 years of your probationary training, you turned up at this building, walked in and sat your final exam, and that was a pass or fail then. So looking
it's quite a symbolic building for both sides then.
It is really, and for the police it is, yes, a real historic building, Beak Street. It's known throughout the service. Looking at the age of some of the officers, I'm not so sure they'd have sat their final exams there. Some of the older ones will definitely remember it and will know it very, very well.
These are shots from ground level, a different part of London, not too far away, but quite calm now. That we have seen, I think, 6 arrests in total, including, in fact, let me just bring in Mark White. I'll come back to you in just a second, Graham, if I may, because Mark White is there for us. 6 arrests, assault, criminal damage amongst them, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, not a great number of arrests so far, but certainly the police have been taking no nonsense in terms of their approach to these protesters. If they do try to sort of head off very quickly, a few of them down a side street, they move in and they push them back into the main body of the protesters. Sometimes scuffles break out and we've seen a few arrests. What we're witnessing now, Kay, is, I guess, probably the main body of the protest, which has done almost a full circle, having been at Piccadilly Circus, gone along Piccadilly, then back up to Regent Street. We've now come back down to Piccadilly Circus, and we're in Lower Regent Street on Haymarket now, heading down that area. They've paused outside Costa Coffee, where there's a bit of a drumming and a bit of chanting, but otherwise it's all fairly peaceful. As I say, noisy and boisterous, but peaceful so far. There's been a bit of a lull this afternoon for an hour or two, but the protesters now seem to have regrouped again. Those who disappeared up the side streets have come back down to join the main body of the protest. There are certainly plenty of police officers here. In addition to all of the police officers you can see around here, there are many support vehicles in the side streets, so the police certainly have the numbers to cope should these protesters decide to go off anywhere else.
So those are the 2 images, Piccadilly Circus, Haymarket on the right, the roof of one of the buildings in Soho that's been secured on the left. Lots of you tweeting in this afternoon. Very differing views. Occupy T-Tent got one view. Keith Schofield has tweeted with a very different view. We'll share some of them with you very shortly. Stay tuned.